Alright, what is up guys? Did you guys get a brand new Raptor, or you took your Raptor to the dealership and they wanted an arm and a leg for an oil change, and you're like, shit, I'll do it myself, and you're like, crap, I don't know what I'm doing? Luckily for you, you found this video. Let's get into it. Let's make it quick and easy. And if you're wondering what the lab coat is about, it's because it's a delicate process and it only takes the best certified idiot to get it done. Because one too many ugga-duggas and you're stripping shit. So let's go ahead and get started and get this done.
All right, quick interruption. I forgot to mention, you're going to want to start your machine and warm it up so the oil flows better. So start it up, let it warm up for a few minutes, and then give it a couple minutes for all the oil to settle back down, and then start the process. All right, and so to get this done, you'll need 2 quarts of oil, your oil filter, your O-rings, and don't forget your crush washer unless you want an oil leak. I'm using full synthetic Yamaha lube. You'll need a 22 millimeter socket, 12 millimeter socket, 10 millimeter Allen, and a 5 millimeter Allen. Let's get our gloves on and get started. Just kidding, we do things raw around here, if you know what I mean. So you got 3 places to drain the oil from. You got the tank itself, you got the case, and out of the oil filter. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the tank. We'll do the case, and then we'll do the oil filter last. So this guy here is gonna be your 12 mil. So we'll let that drain, and then we'll move over to the engine case itself. Okay, now that it's drained, let's go ahead and put the bolt back in so we don't forget to do it later and pour in the new oil and it pours out. All right, and the torque specs for this are gonna be about 10 to 12 foot-pounds. I have my torque wrench built in from years of experience, if you know what I mean. All right, yep, there's about 11 foot-pounds. Now, you just snug, honestly. You don't want to over tighten it or you're going to strip it. Okay, and this is where you'll need your 22 mil. Once you get it cracked loose, just go ahead and use your fingers. All right, let's get that drained. Okay, and while that's draining, this is where you want to replace that crush washer. Don't forget it unless you want a potential oil leak. All right, so it's all drained. We got that new crush washer on. We're gonna start this one by hand because this is the one that you don't want to strip, because if you do, it's gonna suck. All right, and like I said, I got that built-in torque meter. If you don't have a torque meter, just honestly, that's all it needs, just snug. I'm telling you, you do not want to strip that one. Just snug and it's enough. You can check for an oil leak. If you do, tighten it up, but you most likely won't have one. Okay, now that those are all drained, let's go ahead and drain the oil filter. You're gonna need that 5 mil. And I also recommend putting a dirty rag or some paper towels here to catch some of the oil, because it's gonna make a mess. See, it just drips all over the frame and stuff, so. Okay, once it stops draining out of there, crack open the rest. You probably will still have some more oil that comes out, so just be aware. All right, let's pop this off. Make sure you get the gasket off. Sometimes it gets stuck, sometimes it stays in here. I like to replace all my gaskets, including this one and this O-ring here. Just to prevent any leaks, I recommend you do the same. Let's pop the oil filter out. And perfect example, there's an O-ring that comes on these oil filters. Mine got stuck. You always want to watch out for that, because if you don't and you put the new one in there, you're not going to get a proper seal and you're going to have a whole bunch of problems. Get this little guy out of here. Get the new one in there. All right, get your nice new gasket, put it on there, and you're going to want to get some fresh oil and just put it around on the gasket to prevent it getting stuck like it did. Grab your oil filter, and same thing, just go ahead and put a little bit of oil on here and on the back side with the fresh oil. Just want to pop that new filter in there, get that cap on there, hand tighten these first, and then the torque specs on this are about 7, I believe, but hand tight, just snug, all you need. Again, can't stress this enough, do not over tighten it. Okay, now we take our 10 mil Allen, crack this guy open. This is where we'll fill some oil. Okay, so once you got that cracked open, we're gonna fill some oil in here. Now don't get too crazy with it, because somebody might think you're going to a P. Diddy party. So I'd say about just over half a quart goes in here. All right, that should be good. We'll do a little more. Okay, I'll tighten this back up. Start by hand just to be safe. And the torque specs on this are about 8 foot-pounds. All right, yep, that's about 8 pounds there. Don't over tighten that either. And the last step is to fill it up into the oil tank itself. And we're gonna do just over a quart here. So about 1.2, 1.3 quarts. Excuse my mess. Like I said, certified idiot doing this shit here. And to get a proper oil level reading, you don't screw this in, you just stick it right in, pull it out. We're at full, but to get the proper reading, you wanna start your engine, let it run for a few minutes, turn it off, let it sit for a couple minutes, let all the oil settle back down, and and then check the dipstick again, and you'll get your proper oil level reading. If you need more, add some more. If not, you're all good to go.
All right, there you guys go. The job is all done. The quad is ready to rip some more. If you guys enjoyed that video or found it helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button. I got plenty more content coming with this thing. Peace out. We'll see you guys in the next video.